Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Jennifer.
John.
We're the Tele2 Thrifters. And if you haven't been with us before, this is a month 2 of our full-time reselling video, like how we did in month 2 of full-time reselling. So,
welcome to the channel.
Welcome to the channel.
Welcome to our journey.
Right. Anyway, so we're just basically going to go over our numbers for July and tell you guys, some interesting things that we sold, or, things that we would call notable. Just things you might want to be on the lookout for that are selling right now, whatever. Or just, just things we made a little bit of money on.
As well as any lessons learned in the second month of doing this.
Right.
Especially for me.
Gotcha.
So you want to get started?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Well, we'll go ahead and start with Marketplace. Now, this month wasn't as good as it was last month, but we sold about $180 worth of items, which only cost us $14.99. And what I'm including in there is the $125 that we got from Second Wind CPAP. Because if you, and I'll link that video here, so you have the ins and outs of buying a CPAP, right, to resell. So, and I'll also put the picture of the check that they sent me. Of course, with some stuff blurred out, because, I don't need the paparazzi after us, right? Anyway, so the net profit for Marketplace, or cash sales, we'll just call it that, was $165. And then mercari, go ahead, Jen.
Mercari was low, $74.29, and I actually made $74.29. That was the net profit, because Mercari does not charge the buyer any fees right now.
Right, so. But what's missing there is the cost of goods.
Right. The cost of goods is very low.
I think you only sold 2 or 3 things.
I did. Yeah. I did. I would say $7. I know what the 3 items are.
Okay, so it puts you at about 60 something.
Yeah.
Okay. And then next is Poshmark.
Gross sales was $541, down. And the net profit with everything taken out, including cost of goods, fees, all of that was $326.85. So we're down this month. Now, John had a little bit of a better month than me, but go ahead.
So this is the second month of full-time reselling for me. And gross sales on eBay was $2,345.80, which is actually $1,433 more than it was in June. The net profit was $1,429.87, which compared to June was $688 more. Now the cost went up considerably, because a lot of the stuff that I started off with was stuff I found around the house. Mm-hmm. So the cost of goods was 0.
Right.
And so my costs and transaction fees, and I even did a little bit of promoting on eBay, and I'll kind of cover that a little bit. But the cost was $915, so that's about $1,000. And compared to last month, that's almost $745 more than what it cost me in June.
Right.
So you're spending money to make more money, and where does that, does your profit margin actually grow, or what? So all told, for last month, with all the various selling platforms that we're on, our gross sales was $3,141.09, which compared to last month is $922.75 more. Net profit was $1,996.02, and compared to last month, that actually gave us $181.70 more than it did June. So go figure. And our cost overall with the $7 comes out to $1,152, which is about $748 more than it was in June. And so that's cost of goods, transaction fees, and promoting on eBay.
Right. So
Now,
just tying those all in together.
yeah, so the promotions, you can Google it, go on the eBay community and ask, hey, does promoting your items really work? And there's a lot of mixed feedback on there, but predominantly most of them say no. And then when you're going through your listings to see if you want to promote them, eBay puts out some random figure, for the category that item is in. So it could be as little as, 5 or 6%, or as much as like 18, 19%. So that is on top of the transaction fee that you're charged when you sell the item.
And I think you were kind of just testing it out this month
Yeah.
to see
So
if it worked and what it cost and all of that. So it may or may not be something that we use in the future.
right. So basically what my strategy has been is if it's something that I'm entering into that's very, very competitive, because there's established sellers on eBay that does appliance parts or things like that, well, I'm an unknown. I'm just an individual. So I feel like I should promote. And initially when I did that, I was pretty ignorant, and eBay would have a suggested ad rate for the promotion. And I'll go, okay. And I click it, 11.87% or something. And so how that works is whatever your promotion rate is at, when the buyer clicks on it and buys your item, they then charge you that promotion fee, which I think is called general advertising or something like that. So it's a separate line item from your transaction fee that they charge per listing. So after doing that for a while, I was like, good Lord, I was selling some stuff, and it was like, man, these fees are high. So I changed it down to 10%. And then I was still selling, and then so I dropped it to 5%. Now, I wasn't selling as much, but the test period was only this month, or last month, July. Today is August 1st. So I'm still playing around with it, but if I can figure that out, and if there's a formula, I'll put that out in a future video.
Yeah, I think it's going to take some figuring.
Yeah,
For sure. Well, I think we sold some interesting things this month. Things that we probably wouldn't have thought of selling or wouldn't normally sell. So, and some things were good sells, some things not so good. So we'll just kind of give you we're new at this really as far as full time. So we're learning along the way, like what we should buy, what we shouldn't buy, what kind of things we should sell, those kind of things. So do you want to start with some of the interesting things that you sold this month or notable things?
Sure. So in the previous video, I think I showed where I bought a Guitar Hero guitar. It was the Warriors of Rock or something like that. Anyway, the dongle that's in there was worth more than the guitar. So that actually kicked off July for me, and I ended up selling it for $75. And then, of course, the trucks, the die-cast, replicas that I have, they sold, and I'm actually down to just one. So I sold 1, 2, 3, 4 of those in July at average price of about $55. And the item in the previous garage sale haul, the last weekend of July, is where I found those NASCAR unit and scanners and headsets, and I sold that for $160. And so there's some of the other stuff like the wheelchair, the electric wheelchair. I sold the onboard battery charger for $70, so that was really good. We had gotten some creative memory albums that they're 12 by 15, so they're oversized, and sold 2 of those, so that was pretty nice.
For like $100.
Yeah.
I mean, 2 of them.
Yeah.
For $100,
yeah.
like $50 a piece.
And so I combined shipping.
I sold one this month too. We bought 7 of them for what? $3 a piece.
Yeah. So we
new in the package.
Yeah, we really got lucky on that.
Yeah, we just happened to find those at a thrift store, and the lady was kind enough to give them to us for $3 a piece because we bought all of them.
Right.
We might have actually had 8 of them. So anyway,
I think 7 were sealed.
7 were sealed and one wasn't.
The seal was broken
Yeah.
or something,
So
but it's still new.
We've been selling those. That's really helped out this month. I sold 1 too, and you sold 2. So 3 of them this month at $50 a pop. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
Well, I also sold a cowboy statue that I've had for years and years and years, and that sold for $90.
What was the brand?
Frederick something. I'll put that picture up in the video. And then one of Jennifer's finds were these
Madame Alexander
dolls. Madame Alexander dolls. And so we cross-posted those, and I ended up selling the most valuable one, Glinda the Good Witch. Now, that did sell with a promotion, so but got $79.99 for her.
Which is what you listed it at, which was pretty awesome. And I think the person said it was an insurance claim. So
yes. Apparently they had a house
looking for
fire or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then the last one that I'll bring up is the 8-track player. And that sold for $65. And so that was real nice. So that rounded it out for me as far as the interesting things that I was able to sell this month.
Mine were way smaller. And actually, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I have barely listed this month. Things have been
busy.
Really insane. This weekend we have a wedding, I'm doing a baby shower, and then we have my grandson's, I was looking at the calendar, my grandson's birthday party.
Our grandson?
Our grandson's birthday party on Sunday. So we've got Friday night, Saturday during the day, and Sunday. It's going to be a busy weekend. And one of those is a huge event that I'm doing, lots of food preparations, things like that.
Wait a minute, so we're not able to do our job? We're not going to be able to go garage sale tomorrow?
I haven't been able to do my job
this
week.
But sourcing, we got garage sale
You may have to go alone.
Oh,
I'll be busy.
She's my eye. She's the one that always says, well, John, what about this? And initially I go, yeah.
He always
But then I look at it, I'm like, oh. So she's got the eye. I sometimes do, but I think I'm getting better at it.
Well, we'll talk about my sales. My sales, like I said, were way smaller than John's this month. If I would have done what I normally do, our sales would have been better. But you know, this is called life. Mm-hmm. Sometimes things happen, sometimes they don't. Being a full-time reseller doesn't mean that I get to work every day.
Right.
There's other things in our life going on. We do still have a child at home, a 16-year-old, lots of things. We threw a birthday party for him this month. We just had a lot of stuff going on this month. So, yeah, my sales were really bad, if you ask me.
Well,
but anyway,
you've been so busy with
I
other
know,
things.
but I think about the potential if I had been where I needed to be this month.
And this is to kind of go back on some of the comments that we received about, resellers that wish that they had a partner. We're fortunate enough that we have each other,
Mm-hmm.
So I told her, because she'll feel bad. She'll feel down that she's not pulling her weight. That's what she thinks. And I'm like,
I am
well,
in
that's
other ways, but
but
in our
she
business
does
this
so
month.
much, as it is anyway. And I'm happy to shoulder that burden to sell more. Now, hopefully, there'll be an opportunity where she'll have more time to be able to do those sort of things.
I really just got to get through this weekend, and then August is going to be fabulous. Y'all just watch and see, because I'm going to have a lot more time in August. So my sales are going to be up there, and we're going to do the whole switching a lot of things over to eBay thing. We've got another video
which I'm dreading
about that. But anyway,
she's got so many listings.
Right, I do. I have lots of listings on Poshmark. Anyway, so my notable listings were things that I just pulled out that I thought were kind of unique. I sold a new inbox sealed National Geographic puzzle.
Yeah.
But it was like ancient Rome, and I'm sure somebody wanted it for educational reasons. It came with some kind of code to put in an app. I might have talked about it in another video. I don't know if I did or not. But anyway, I sold that on mercari for $34.99 or $34.29, something like that. And so I thought that was a interesting find that, you'd be surprised with things like puzzles and games. We've actually sold some games this month too. And to me,
sold that Maury Povich.
Yeah,
you are not the father of the game.
Yes, you sold that game, and you sold a clue game.
Yeah, but they were less than
And
$50.
I know. Well, yeah, it wasn't like high dollar. Well, this was $34.99.
Yeah, board games.
But dude, we're picking them up. Usually those are Goodwill finds that are like on the dollar days, or we're finding them at garage sales, and we're spending like a couple of bucks on these things, and turning them into real money. So that's cool. I mean, it may not be high dollar, but if you have games are one of those things people don't really think about.
Well, a tip is to make sure you
check
count
them.
the pieces and the cards.
It's best to find them if
everything.
they're sealed.
Yeah.
I mean, a couple of months ago, I sold an apples to apples game. It was like the big version, and I sold it for like $60. But it was brand new in the package. But I got it at Goodwill for like $3.49, and I was like $60, and that's kind of what turned me onto the games and the puzzles.
Right.
I was like, we got to start keeping our eye out for games and puzzles, and then we've sold 3 this month, 3 or 4.
And think about it. If you were like, I really miss playing Monopoly, and you go to the store and you buy board games.
Don't buy Monopoly.
It's expensive.
Unless it's something interesting.
No, but it's expensive. If you haven't looked at board games at the stores yet, just check them out.
They're expensive, that's true. Anyway, I got off track a little bit there, but I just found that interesting. I sold these really cute Coach sandals that had little metal seahorses on them on Mercari. That was an interesting find. We found a Benson Henderson little, what is that?
Evil ventriloquist doll.
It's not evil, I don't think. It's a ventriloquist doll at a garage sale. Y'all probably saw us talk about that. But anyway, I sold him this month for like $25.
Yeah. I
sold a pair of Doc Martens that were really cute. They had rose embroidery on the side, and I sold those for like $84.
Dang.
Yeah, well, I had them listed originally for a lot more because they were really nice.
Wow.
Yeah, they were really nice. I don't know if you guys remember us talking about the silverware, but that we picked up, but we lotted it up. I didn't sell it as a set because there were a couple of pieces missing. So instead I sold the spoons, like so many spoons together, so many forks together, and I did lots. And we sold one of those, which already paid for all the silverware that we bought this
Man, I got all this silverware, and I haven't sold any of it yet.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not selling a ton of it, but it's one of those things that when the perfect and honestly, I sold the spoons, so I'm almost wondering if people are buying them to make spoon
something
rings.
else. Yeah.
Yeah, which is something I've considered doing myself.
You or me?
Us. Anyway, y'all may remember me picking up a pair of men's Birkenstocks. Those sold the day after I posted them, or maybe the same day. They went really quick, and they weren't in good condition, like perfect condition or anything. But the guy really wanted a pair, and he bought them really quick. So those went. We bought a couple of backpacks. Actually, we bought like 5 or 6 backpacks.
Yeah.
Was it 5 backpacks?
Something
they were
like
new
that.
with the tags on them. I've sold several of those this month. But we still have a couple more, and this is the month people are getting ready for school, so backpacks, good idea to have backpacks on hand. I sold one of the Creative Memories albums. I sold, you guys remember the Le Creuset little tiny ramekin is about this big around. It sold for $40. Like
nice.
The day after I the day after I listed it. I think I paid $2 for it, so that was a nice little sale. And I sold Duplo blocks. I had bought a lot of Duplo blocks, remember, at Goodwill. I don't know if we ever made a video about it, but the vintage Duplo blocks and the vehicles and stuff do really well. People told me that. So I lotted them up into 3 or 4 different lots, and I sold the most random lot. It wasn't even the best lot. I sold that. Briar, I don't think I made a lot. I think I sold it for like, I think I gave her a deal at $18 or something, but it paid for all of the Duplo blocks. So the rest of them are just profit.
Yeah, we still don't know a lot about Duplo and Legos.
Yeah, we're learning.
Which is really valuable. So.
But you're looking for the older Duplos. Yeah. I know that. And Legos is just way too complicated for me. At this point, I can't get it. Did I say I sold the Houston Texans jersey?
No.
I sold a Houston Texans jersey that I've actually had in my closet for a while. I sold that for $48. It was J.J. Watt. I guess he's no longer playing.
No, but he was a good player.
Yeah,
really
my son
good player.
told me. My son was like, I want that jersey, but I sold it anyway.
It's like, no.
And then, I don't know if you guys remember me talking about the Breyer horses, the little stable. I sold that. And I actually gave the lady a really good deal. She wanted them for her daughter, so I sold that for like, I don't know, $20 or something like that. It wasn't a lot. But hey, for
More
what
than
I
you pay
paid,
for it.
more than I paid for it, for sure. So none of my sales this month were gigantic or anything like that, but they were interesting. And hey, that bread and butter adds up. And that's basically what it was for me this month. You know, it added up and it helped out a little, although I do feel like I could have done so much more this month. And next month will be better. Wait until our August end of month. It's gonna be fabulous.
Here she goes again with the overestimating. The thing I love about Jennifer is despite all the challenges that we have, she always has a very positive outlook. Me, on the other hand, I'm just I don't get my feelings all wrapped up in it. If it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. But I try not to get my feelings all twisted up in it because I'd be a basket case. I really would.
Well, I am a basket case, but I don't get my feelings all wrapped up in it. I just know that if we think positively, then positive things are going to happen. Now, back to our end of the month overall. There's no way anybody can actually live off of what we were making this month. So if you want to go full time, keep your job while you're doing it until you build up enough.
Yeah, whatever that amount is. You have to know that and know it hard. And I think I've sold somewhere around 140, 150, 160 items in the past 2 months. So, it's getting me more of a sense of what all I need to get. But obviously, it's maximizing your profit for at the lowest cost of good possible. And use promotions on eBay strategically. Like I don't have a presence on eBay, but I'm selling stuff,
I don't think you have to have a presence.
But I think that if you're entering into a competitive area or it's a very unique, not everybody, kind of thing, then maybe promotions will work. But, I'll work on that. The other thing that I learned is you have to be exact with shipping.
Mm-hmm.
I was charged additionally $4.95, I think, because a package that I sent out was 0.2 ounces heavier than what I claimed it to be and bought postage for.
Always overestimate.
Yeah, so if it's barely 6 inches across, say 7. If
or
it's
6.5. Well, you can't do 6.5. So yeah, say 7.
Yeah, and if after you've wrapped everything, and then you weigh it, and it's like say 15.9 ounces,
16 for sure.
do a pound.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, because then you got to slap the label on, tape it, or whatever. That may eat up that 15.9.
Right.
And I know the Postal Service says they estimate it by ounces from 0 to 15.999. I can't remember how many nines after the point, but just overestimate on your shipping because you're bound to make a little bit off of shipping, erring on the higher side than not enough.
But it always equals out. So you may make a little extra over here and a little under over here, and then together you'll end up.
Yeah, and I sold a monitor, and I was very, very careful. Man, I bubble wrapped the crap out of this thing, and I taped it because the monitor's on a stand, and it does this tilt-out feature. So I got cardboard. I put cardboard blocking around the monitor. I taped it, and all this other stuff, right? And I created the box. Oh, if you want to know how to modify, and make boxes, I've got another video for that. But I did all this stuff. I was very, very intent. I put cardboard across the screen. I bubble wrapped across it because I do not want this thing damaged in transit, right? And I got it all wrapped, and I'm standing back looking pretty proud at this box. And dang nabbit. I mean, I taped it. It was ready to go, put a label on it. I forgot the power cord. I was like, oh my gosh. I did not want to cut a hole or retape everything because I bubble wrapped everything. There's no space in there. And Jen's like, oh, I could have made space. But instead, I just got a blister or a bubble envelope, whatever, and I stuck the power cord in there. And thankfully, I actually made enough on the shipping to cover that additional cost of sending that power cords. I didn't make any money on the shipping.
Don't ever send 2 packages to your customer.
I know.
He did it without my knowledge. I would have said no, because here's the thing. What if the power cord gets lost?
You know, even after 32 years of being married to this woman, her dressing me down is very shameful.
Sorry.
I feel like a little kid, hands shoved down in my pockets, kicking rocks.
Don't ever do that. Don't ever send out 2 packages when it should be 1 to your customer. Do not do that. That is not a good practice at all. But he's still learning, so we're gonna let him go on that.
Okay. Anything else you want to add before we wrap this up?
No. Overall, I think it's been an okay month for you. I feel this month, but it's gonna be better next month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hang on a second.
Follow along with us, guys. We're going to show you how good we can do in a month. John's pulling something.
So, the biggest difference between last month and this month was how much less, because she's so busy. We lost about $270 in sales because of how busy she was in July. And I did not have any consulting gigs. I mean, I've got this other thing that I'm doing, but I'm not counting that as part of our income for reselling. And so the consulting thing, I had made $200 last month. So there was a loss of about $470.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've really got to, we've got to learn to structure our business in such a way, and some of it has to do with how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
As you all know, I have issues, medical issues, and sometimes I just can't do what I need to do. But I've got to
positive side.
But I've got to find a way to plan it all out in such a way that it's flexible for the days that I can't function, but I can still get, we're still learning. That's the whole point here. This is full-time reselling as we learn along the way.
Yeah, and on the positive side is because of her medical conditions, she can't get a full-time job, much less a part-time job where it's not going to wear her out. And so this is something wonderful. She definitely
Which
can
is
do.
Really why I started reselling to begin with, because I didn't have the ability to work a full-time job. So this was something I could do on the days I did feel well, and on the days that I didn't feel so well, I could not do anything. So, we're still playing with this all. We have our own sets of challenges. Everybody does. Nothing different from you. I'm sure whatever your situation is, it's going to be different from ours, but everybody has challenges of some sort. So we just have to learn to work around those challenges, stay positive, not get beat down by the things that are going on in our lives that are keeping us away from work, and concentrate and find ways to make it work. Realistically, I should have been getting up in the middle of the night, getting in here and doing my listings.
No, then when would you rest?
Well, I'm just saying, and our office looks like it exploded.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you can see it right now, but if you can see it,
you want me to do a pan around?
No, I would die if anybody saw this office right now.
Yeah.
But that's just one of those things from being too busy this month. I've got to get in here and straighten everything up, get a lot of things put into inventory. And that's another thing that we need to do is show them our inventory closet. And we'll get to that. I've got to do some picking up in the inventory closet. But I need to show you guys this awesome closet that my husband built me. This inventory closet is amazing. And it works perfectly for what we need. So we actually have a huge shed that is full. I know I told you guys my dad was a hoarder, and we've been trying to clean it out, but it's a very nice shed.
If you want a tour, just let us know, and we can do a quick shoot.
Yeah, but what I was going to say is our goal is to eventually move our inventory into the shed, which is half the size of our house.
Mm-hmm.
It's huge. So that would be great if we can get to that point. But like I said, we have a lot of challenges and not enough time. So we'll get there. But anyway, we're just chatting at this point. I'm sure you guys just really came on to see our numbers for this month and see how we did. There you go. Wrapping it up. Sorry, I'll quit talking now.
And one of my biggest challenges for this month is going to be moving all of her stuff from mercari and Poshmark to eBay.
We're not going to move everything.
Well,
we're just going to move the highlights first and
we'll
see how they
goes.
do. Yeah, we're just trying to balance out, like, do we just need to be on one platform together instead of 3 or 4 different platforms? We'll see.
Have no idea.
But anyway, when you're out hot this weekend and you're garage selling and you get worn out, make sure you stop by your local racetrack and get your drink.
Yeah, and I did tag Racetrack's YouTube channel in our videos because she insists.
You know, to some degree, this is just a joke.
Yeah, we're not
guys.
sponsored.
We're
just
totally
just
not
to be clear,
sponsored.
and I'm going to put it up there in the graphics. We are not sponsored by Racetrack,
But you
although
will-
we would love to be.
I don't think you'll ever catch us in a video where we don't have our racetrack drink.
Mm-mm.
I mean, we literally live on racetrack drinks.
Yeah.
And it's good stuff. I mean, it's unsweet tea. It's not like I'm drinking something terrible.
Oh, mine's sweet tea.
But their ice is amazing.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway.
Let's
okay,
wrap it up.
enough.
Until next time, be thrifty.
Have a great week and a great month. And we will see you back soon. But then we'll give you our August wrap up. Be looking forward to that one because it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm ready for the challenge.
And I do have the making and modifying box video in the whatchamacallit, the YouTube cloud. It's private, but I'll turn that to public after I post this video. So
That's it.
yeah, have a happy August, folks. See you next time.
August. Oh, because we're heading into it.
We're in August. It's August 1st.
Bye-bye, July.
Bye.
See you guys later.
You know it's August 1st, right?
Yeah.
Okay.